Hey everyone, welcome back to Skyblock. I am getting over, well, I don't even think I'm getting over it, but I have a terrible, no good, very bad, awful cold. I'm sick. So I apologize if I sound like human garbage. Now, that addressed, we have some stuff we need to do today, and some things that we need to talk about before we actually get into the episode. The first of which being this Iron Golem interior was a lot different. I wanted to get this done. We asked a lot of people last video we asked for help with screenshots, should it look like. I had some really good suggestions. I appreciate that. So this is what I think I ended up deciding on, and we did a lot of this work in the live stream. So if you're not following me on Twitch, you definitely should. So anyway, we got a lot of it done. And we've got stairs installed, lighting here. All of the lighting is good. So if we look, it can't hit 7. That's the bad number. 7's the bad number. We see 8s, but no 7s. And it's all good on this first floor. Now, I'm having a little bit of problem with lighting on the second floor. There's a point right here, which was dark, but I ended up installing this glowstone lamp right above. And then we have this ledge over here. If we get rid of this, we can see that the lighting is 6, 5s. You know, it's that 6 blocks, 5 block. And then over here on this corner, it gets down to 6 as well. It's 7 here, but this block is a no spawn zone. So we still have some work to do in the lighting here, but that's not really the big thing. I also played around a lot with I want to do like a Game of Thrones inspired Hall of Faces because one, I love Minecraft, so like building something in Minecraft is always fun. 2, Game of Thrones is also another love of mine, and having a Game of Thrones inspired build would be awesome. And 3, having a Hall of Faces. What faces would we put in the hall? Well, the faces we'd put there would be like people that have directly supported the channel or stream as like a way, or just like a small way of saying thanks. You remember how in the Nimbus world we would build like houses for people, and then people could come live in the city of Nimbus as just like a small thank you. Like adding the character, like the person's face, to our Hall of Faces might be cool. But this room ultimately wasn't big enough for the Hall of Faces. So what I think I'm going to do, and we have all of this space on the other side in the villager breeding tower. So if we look at this, we have kind of like a long hall-shaped room here. And, you know, it's not going to be perfectly Game of Thrones inspired. It's not going to look like the actual Hall of Faces. But still, the concept is what's important. So we have this kind of natural curve here. And we could make this like a nice long hall, and then fill this hall with faces. And then maybe, of course, we put an elevator on the back. This is the current plan. I'm not really sure what elevator we're going to use yet. All of them keep breaking. So, anyway, that's the ideas. If you have any thoughts or suggestions on it, I would love to hear them in the comments below. Before we get started on any other projects, there's something big that I found out in between this episode and last that I just didn't know. And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Watch this. So if we come here, let me destroy this button. I need to get on the... Oh, I already had my axe out. I need to get on this other side. You're going to be totally amazed. Who knew this worked? Watch this. This shouldn't work, right? This dispenser with fire charges is pointing it into an obsidian block. There's no way this is going to light the portal, right? What is this madness? How does that work? I don't get it. Oh, really, I think I actually do understand it. It's probably creating the fire charge inside of the block, and then whenever it goes to leave the block, it collides with the collision part of the block, because, you know, blocks are probably hollow. This is all just guesses, but it collides with the exterior, which then starts the fire there. So, and we've actually tested that with glass. It still works. You know what? We'll do a quick glass demonstration. RQ. So that way you could see what's going on, because I had no idea that this was a thing, and it wasn't until, oh god, I hate when it glitches out like that. It wasn't until someone else pointed it out to me that I even knew that it was possible. We might lose the wood here, but oh well, YOLO, don't care. So here's so you can see the fire charge is alive. It is a thing on the inside of the glass for a second, and it's only until it would hit this face that it then starts the fire here. That's so strange, right? So we're going to be taking advantage of that. I don't know if it's intended behavior or unintended, but for our purposes, it works great. We can hide everything. We can simplify our redstone. We no longer need to have this block be elevated by a piston anymore. That means I can get rid of this. I can put all of these fire charges into this dispenser. It's going to make it a little bit weirder to refill the dispenser. That might be something that we... Oh, well, that was void. Whoops. It might make it a little bit weird to refill the dispenser. Does this work? Dang. That's just so simple now. And then I think I'm going to center this dispenser in the center. This is the water dispenser. So anyway, that's the plan. I'm going to go do that real quick. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm not... Yes. Be right back. All right, fantastic. And this is what it looks like now. We can see that the button on the left spawns the fire charge inside of the block, which is the mystery to mankind. I don't know. And then I didn't actually have to redo any of the redstone. The redstone is powering... Here, we can take a quick look behind this. Boop, boop. The redstone is still powering where the dispenser used to be, but then, you know, this block is then powering the dispenser. So it works exactly the same. Didn't have to change a dang thing there. So we can go boop, turn on, and then boop, turn off, and then boop, turn on, and then touch the tripwire, and boop, turn off. Works great. It's lovely. I love it. So now that we have some sort of design for each of our 4 towers, I think the big thing that we need to work on next is finishing this one off. The mob farm tower is going to be probably the hardest one to do because of the blocks that it's going to take. The black wool honestly isn't that hard. We just use the string that we get out of this, which, I mean, that's nuts. We have so much extra string that's just being shot into the void right now. The string isn't hard, and then the slime farm across the way over yonder gives us all of the ink sacks that we need as well. So the black wool's not difficult, but the magma blocks are so hard to come by. You combine the blaze powder with slime balls. Slime balls aren't hard, but blaze powder is. You take a blaze rod, crafting inventory, and then you get 2 per. Then let's just do this real quick. And then see, it's just nuts. How am I gonna get enough? Let me boop boop. How am I gonna get enough blaze powder to be able to finish this off? See, there's 40, and then it turns into 10 magma blocks. That's so few. That's ridiculously slow. So what we need to work on today is, I think, a Nether Mob Farm. That's the goal. So let's pop into the Nether real quick and take a look at what we've already got. Oh, I love that. It's just so beautiful. Alright, so we're in the Nether now. And this is what we have currently. It's just a very, very rudimentary, I don't know, quick kill thing. This is how I have all of my skulls, is I'll just come in here, kill, you know, a few waves of monsters, and then, like all the skulls on the blaze rods. This is what we've got now. And you see how long it would take to kill all of these individually, just slowly creeping through. It takes so freaking long. So we need an upgrade. Obviously, we need an upgrade. So the first thing I think I need to do is I need to shut off spawning in here. I plan on using a sliding floor design, and because it's going to be a very specific type of sliding floor, which means that we're not going to have to worry about giant magma cubes. So then the sliding floor will be, you know, the width of this, and some number of mobs are going to come falling through. Then we're going to use a second sliding floor beneath it to get them all into a one wide tunnel. And then I think after that, what I'll do is set up a crusher. And the crusher will run, I don't know if we want to automatically kill them in that crusher, or if we want to let them build up and then let the player come through with a sweeping edge looting sword and finish them off from there. Haven't decided, but that's still a long ways out. what we need to do is get this cleared first, so then we can place torches on the inside here, and this will shut off all of the spawning until we can get it figured out. This is the current idea that I have. So we were talking about a slider to get them into a one-wide tunnel and then a crusher. This will be where mobs spawn. So it's just a bunch of tripwire hooks with a shifting floor pattern. This was submitted to me by Profaned Glitch. He's a good friend of mine. Has a lot of redstone. And I missed. That was my bad. He wouldn't go there. Go villager. Oh. So we're just using villagers as our placeholder to like regular mobs here. Using this design means the biggest slime, well, magma cube that we get is only going to be like a tiny little 1x1 cube, which is going to be easily handled down here below by us. So anyway, what's happening? Mob spawns. Then we see tripwire hook detects it, which extends this piston, which retracts this one. Great. Then, at the same time, then, well, it would need to be a little bit wider, obviously. This is only 2 shifting floor, well, yeah, the shifting floor would be however many blocks that is. So the shifting floor just, or the slider here, needs to be the same width as the shifting floor. So anyway, we put a guy here. So it's being powered. This piston's being powered from 2 blocks up, which is odd. It's a feature. It is technically a feature, and I'm not a big fan of. But then what we do is this piston extends, which causes an update. So then this piston sees that it's being powered from 2 blocks up, and then it extends. Without this piston there, we wouldn't get the shifting floor. That's very, very important. And so then it alternates, and then this one's not nearly as glitchy, although still a little bit. The tripwire hook detects the mob, whatever it is, and then sends a signal into the repeater, which then powers the thing. So we end up getting this nice little... And that green guy was my fault. My bad, green guy. We get this nice little, as soon as they spawn, they fall out. And that's perfect. And then once they're down here, I'm just going to use walls of slime to crush them. So the player would stand, right here. And this isn't all final. This is all very rough redstone. And then we crush them a little bit more. Okay, seems like good enough crushing. Oh, that actually killed them all. But anyway, that's the idea. I've also needed to revisit this is the exact same seed, the exact same world that Skyblock is being played in, but with normal terrain generation. This is the Nether Fortress that we're currently building on in Skyblock. It just didn't spawn, so I'm showing you how I'm grabbing coordinates so I know where everything's supposed to be built. This is my other minor complaint, and we've talked about this before. I would like to build a modern version of Skyblock because I really feel like there should be a small island dedicated Nether Fortress type thing so that way the player doesn't have to leave their game to figure out where stuff should have spawned. But either way, we now have the coordinates X25, Y57, and Z76. And then it extends. What direction is this? East. It extends east. So this is what we're going to be building on in the actual world. Now, what do those coordinates actually translate to? Well, this is it. And I needed to double check my spacing to make sure everything was good. Right now, I'm standing on 55.5. If I get forward to this block here, X25, so that's lining up nicely. I'm at Z76, but Z74 is right here. So this is all fine and perfect and dandy. And then if we look at this block, it says looking at 25, 57, 75. So 57 is the... Oh, wow. When we built this, we did it perfectly. That's awesome. Okay, so I don't have any of the blocks I need on me to get this started. So I'll be right back with the blocks needed. Got the items. Thankfully, whenever we built this the first time, we did it on the exact perfect layer that the Nether portal, or excuse me, the Nether Fortress would have spawned on, which makes it so much easier to add a second and third layer for like an automatic Nether Mob Farm. So what we need to do, obviously, Wither skeletons can spawn 3 tall. So the layers have to be that far apart. So if we think 1, 2, 3, that's the wither skeleton height. Okay, so that means we need a block here, and then that'll be the next layer where we can have mobs spawning. And then we need to do the same thing. Oh, that was a little glitchy, wasn't it? We need to do the same thing in reverse. Did I forget a piston? I remember to grab a lever, but I forgot to grab a piston. Oh well. You could imagine the same thing going down. And then we're going to have tripwire hooks, like you saw earlier, connecting all of these together, creating the automatic farm. So I have a bunch of demo work to do now. I mean, it's this might actually be a little scary because we might be enabling the pigmen spawning isn't a bad thing. We can handle pigmen with relative ease, but imagine if we started to get a ton of ghasts, or say like blaze, or even skeletons are a little bit concerning because they could just like, oh, hit you with a punch arrow and you are flying off the map. Maybe we get some blocks down in order to prevent that from happening. Oh well, for now. We're going to keep going for it. So this is the idea. This is the spacing. So this really should come out. And then the same thing happens here. That should all be upside down half slabs. And then there will be another layer below. So this is, I'm continuing this pattern. And it's going to be the length of piston push. So if this is the first one, then this is going to be the block that they could fall through, etc., etc., etc. So it's going to be this. So I need fence gates and I guess cobblestone blocks to go underneath this to be able to get the fence gates down. And you're starting to get an idea of what the patterning is going to look like. I need to go grab a ton of pistons. I can't believe I forgot those. I've got the blocks I need. I remember to bring the fence gates this time. So we would go fence gate, fence gate, fence gate, all the way down, like so. And then these blocks, the in-betweens, are where mobs will spawn. Yeah? And then this, I'm just going to punch all of these out. Fence gate, so this should be half slab. So half slab, we'll just put all half slabs down. The zombie pigmen are angry at me. I kind of killed a few of their brethren right before we started recording. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Please don't hit me. Pickaxe, or axe, rather. So we put a piston here. Can I just dupe you down? Oh, I can just dupe you down. Do I have anything to power you? I have a lever. That's good enough, yeah? So we put the lever there, and then we could see, let's do a thing. Let's bust this guy out. And then put this guy in. And obviously this is not the exact spacing. I've just kind of jury-rigged this. But you push it, and then everything shifts once, and then say we come over here with our other lever, and then we push it, and everything shifts back, and then all the mobs fall out of the holes that are underneath the fence gates to their death. And it'll be fantastic. It'll be the best. And we'll get all of the things deaded, and it'll be great. So, okay, I want to do one more thing. Obviously I'm not going to have time to finish this episode. It's probably going to have to take, a lot of it's going to take place in between. But I do want to start the roof now. So we know that this is the height for that layer. And let me actually get that repositioned. Great. So this is the height, and that's the proper block spacing, and everything. It's just gorgeous. So we've already got the height. This will be the next layer. So this block comes out, and then, that would be a fence gate right next to it. I can't place a fence gate down because there's not blocks. So this is our fence gate, right? So same thing we've got down there, just one layer up. And then we need to figure out the roof, because we obviously don't want, like, ghasts or anything huge to spawn, and we got to cover it all off. So that's our 3 tall space for wither skeletons. Okay, I think I'm just gonna pillar up there. Let's boop, 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 boop. So that's the 3 high space for wither skeletons, which means we're going to be putting a half slab there, and then this will be the roof that we use to just cover the whole thing, stop mob spawning, don't have to worry about any extra circumstances. So right now it's gonna be, what, 5 wide centered here? Yes, I think that's correct. I think, if I remember right, 5 blocks of width is for these long tunnel areas of the Nether Fortress. I believe that's what the width is. And I did just double check it. It is the 5 blocks of width. You can't add any width to a Nether Fortress pathway, so that's where we're building right now. I could go way out in that direction. I think that was east, if I remember right. Yeah, facing east. I could go way out in that direction and find slightly more advantageous Nether Fortress spawning positions, but we want to keep it kind of close to the original Nether portal. I should be able to slide that over this way a bit, but if we go too far, then we're going to go too far in the overworld, and it's just going to make the travel awkward, super awkward, and I don't want that. I don't want that at all. So, this will work. This is going to be the greatest, best. It's probably not going to be the greatest or best, but it's going to work. And it's going to work really nice. And it's going to get us all the magma blocks that we could possibly need. And that's all we need it to do. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any feedback about this mob farm that we're choosing to run with now, I would love to hear it in the comments. And if you don't follow me on Twitter or on Twitch, you should definitely look in the description of the video and click those links. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.